Welcome to the Let Good Things In show. I'm your host, Amanda Acker. I am so happy you're here. At the Let Good Things In show, we talk all about second chances, resiliency, following your intuition, and even music. Listen to hear stories of hope and to be inspired. Remember, you are stronger than you think. Let's dive in. Hi, my amazing humans. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am really looking forward to telling you the next piece of my story in today's episode, but I also want to give you some updates on what's going on in the world of Amanda. So, if you're a part of my Facebook group, the Let Good Things In show, you will know that I am having a Zoom get-together / launch party on October 15th of 2021. And I'm really excited because I'm going to be launching my coaching business. And it's going to be all about helping people who are ready to move forward with their lives after, a struggle or trauma, they've been dealing with and living in shame and guilt for so long. And they're looking to have a better relationship with themselves. Because in order for me to get to where I am today, I really had to look at myself. I had to figure out who I am. What do I want? What are my boundaries, my values? And my mission in life is to truly help others do the same, but in less time than it took me, If you've been suffering for a while and you're still in shame and guilt of your past, listen to my words and know that you are not alone, because I was struggling too for a really, really long time. I felt like everything I had done in my life was a black mark and made it so that I wasn't capable of love. I wasn't capable of being loved. I didn't deserve anything good in my life because of decisions I had made previously. But I'm here as proof to you to tell you that that just isn't the case, and that we can overcome, and that our past don't have to define our future. We can rewrite our futures. We can live in the present day as it is and deal with one thing at a time to get us to where we want to be in our future, regardless of our past. And I needed you to know that first and foremost before I jump into the episode. And that's not just me plugging my new coaching business. That's me letting you know from my heart that it is possible for you. So another thing that I would love to bring up is to make sure, if I hadn't said it previously, please join the Facebook group. I will have the link in the show notes of this episode. Come join us. It's a bunch of wonderful, amazing humans from across the world coming together, sharing our thoughts, sharing affirmations, sharing, relaxation tips, all the things. So come join us. We would love, love, love to welcome you. So last week's episode, I talked about, life after jail and, some of the things I was going through and a lot of the emotions that I was dealing with that I didn't know how to handle. I didn't know how to deal with my anger. I didn't know how to deal with my sadness. I didn't know how to deal with the other women in my 3/4 house talking about me and calling me names. But at the end of the day, the anger wasn't necessarily at them. Like, yes, they were the ones saying the things, but my anger was at myself because I was still living the way I was living this entire time. I didn't change anything. I was still looking for outside validation. I was still looking for a man to complete me. I was still looking for something to numb my pain instead of dealing with it. And it angered me, but I still didn't know how. I still didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't realize I could ask for help. I didn't know that people actually cared about me. And my story, after that point is just pretty much a repeat of what I experienced prior to going to jail. One of the biggest stories that happened along the way was, something I always did was I always ran away. I could never sit still long enough to do the work to get to the other side. I was always looking for the escape, the easy button, the quick fix. So, in today's story, it was my quick fix of getting out of that 3/4 house. It was me discovering, that what I thought was right may not have been in the moment. So let's dive into this story. So I'd been searching for my knight in shining armor since I could remember at this point in my life. I'm in my early 20s and I think mid-20s at this point. And I'm just looking for someone to save me. I ended up dating men who were also in the program with me, and those relationships didn't go well. One of them ended in me feeling completely crushed, devastated, angry, all the horrible emotions you can feel after a few short months of being together because I couldn't just date someone. I had to fall head over heels in love and help them and try to fix them and solve all of their problems for them. Meanwhile, that wasn't up to me. It wasn't up to me to fix them, but I didn't know that. So, I dated that person and then I dated another person in the program and I was talking to other people, but I was not fixing me. I was fixing all of the things surrounding myself, not me. I never took time to figure out what do I really want in a man? Not, oh my gosh, I can't be alone, so please someone hold my hand. And if you can relate to this, please let me know. And, because you're not alone. I did it. I was a serial dater, so to speak. I would jump from one relationship to the next, not taking time to even figure out if it was a right fit for me or if that person that I was choosing to supposedly spend my life with was a good partner for me. So I was dating someone outside of the program after, all those relationships that I tried had failed and got me the oh so wonderful name of whore. And I decided, well, then screw that. I'm going to go and date people that I talk to on the internet, not dating apps, Facebook. I guess I need to be more specific there. People that I knew from, my past, whether it be high school or otherwise. So I started going down that road. I thought, well, maybe if I can get out of where I'm at and go back to my hometown and be with someone there, then I'll be fine. Then I'll feel safe. Then I'll be happy. And I was dating one person at first, and it ended in complete and utter turmoil. I was trying to fix him, but he was still in active addiction. And here I am, living in a three-quarter house, sober living, dating someone who's in active addiction. I mean, I don't know what I was thinking, but in my mind at the time, if I can look back and put myself in Amanda's shoes back then, it was because I thought he could save me and get me out of this place. But he wasn't saving me. He was, and this was my fault. I made these choices. This wasn't his fault that I, decided to start using Suboxone and start drinking because these things wouldn't show up in the drug test, like I mentioned in the other episode last week. These are the things I was doing because I wanted to numb my pain. And I remember taking Suboxone. I remember feeling like it was the answer to all of my prayers. This man, this drug, this area of my life, where I was at, this was it. This is how I was going to be happy. But then he disappeared, literally disappeared. I'm not talking like, ghosted necessarily, but he disappeared. I couldn't get a hold of him. I couldn't find him. No one knew what was going on with him. But I loved him and I didn't understand. So this sent me back into that depression state of mind where, well, I'm not good enough. I thought I did everything right. I did the drug that he was doing. I was, staying with him and drinking with him and whatever it was, but it wasn't enough because at the end of the day, what I deducted that to be was I'm just not enough. No matter what I do, I'm not enough. So, we technically didn't break up, but since I couldn't find him for so long and I couldn't handle it, I started seeking other people to fill that void. And, in doing that, I met somebody else who I truly thought was going to fix this problem, was going to erase this, was going to take me out of this place where I didn't want to be, my true knight in shining armor. And oh my goodness, was he. In this moment, he helped me through, he gave me an ear. He allowed me to vent. He allowed me to, what I thought was being myself, but I didn't even know who I was back then, but I thought this was it. I was like, finally, I can get out of this three-quarter house. I don't have to deal with these women anymore who don't like me. I can, get off Suboxone and no longer, do all these things that I was doing because I found him. And so I did. I moved out. I moved out of, looking back, my safe place. The place that I could have flourished in, I left because I thought it was getting too much. I thought that I was going to crumble because people didn't like me. And this guy did. I'm pretty sure at this point we were already in love. And I remember before I left, backtrack a little bit, I'm one of those people where I look, I'll go on Facebook and, if I start dating someone, I'm going to look. I'm going to look through your stuff. And back then, this is how long ago this was, MySpace was still a thing. So I remember asking this guy, hey, do you have a MySpace? Because I'm not really into this Facebook thing and I like MySpace. And he told me no. Oh, but Amanda had to look. And he did have a MySpace. And he lied to me. It was dedicated to an ex of his. And me now, finding this out, would have said, fuck you. You're a liar over something that stupid and simple. He lied to me. But me back then said, well, if I actually get mad and I actually speak how I feel, he won't like me. And then my whole plan is wrecked and I'm going to be alone, stuck here, living with these women who hate me, supposedly, and I'm never going to be able to have anything I want. So I allowed it. I knew he was a liar from day one, but I moved in with him anyway because I couldn't handle my life any other way. And at first this relationship wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I learned a lot about music. I was going to concerts. I was doing things, got a job, and everything was fine up until this point where this will be the part that I leave you with today. Because even when I tell this story, I've told it so many times, but it's shocking to me what I allowed not that long ago in my life. So one fine day, Amanda is so excited she's getting a car. Oh my gosh, we can finally break free from having to rely on other people. And I was just so happy. Well, this guy I was dating didn't have a driver's license. And prior to me finding out I was getting a car, he was, trying to get his license. And I totally supported him. I was a little late in life, but who cares? I didn't judge him. I didn't get my license until I was 19, so who cares? We were still in our 20s. We were babies still. But I didn't judge him. I helped him. I would help him study. I would go with him when he was getting taught how to drive. I did all the supportive things a girlfriend should do. And I expected the same when I got this car. I expected him to be like, oh, yes, now you can show me how to drive, or, we can actually go places and blah, blah, blah. That's what I expected the reaction to be, but that is not what I got. I remember picking up my car and driving to work, and he was supposed to show up, I think, to walk me home or something. But anyways, I remember being excited, and he was angry. He wasn't excited. He thought that I was hurting him because he couldn't have it. I remember him crying, hysterically crying because I got a car and he didn't have a car. And the thing is that I wasn't doing it to spite him. I got it because I thought he'd be excited and that I was helping him. And he was so angry, so upset with me that there was a moment in this moment where I was like, I can't do this. I can't be with somebody like this. I'm trying to better myself. And all he was doing was bringing me down and making me feel bad for bettering myself. But you see, this is something I was used to. I should have expected it. I should have expected it to be looked at as a bad thing, that I was bettering myself and trying to help our relationship move forward. I remember getting back to the place where we were staying, and I told him to get out of my car. I was having a moment of strength. It's like, get out of my car. I'm not dealing with this. I need a moment. And I let him out of the car, and I remember driving away, and I thought to myself, where the fuck are you even going to go? You have to stay and figure this out, Amanda, because you have nowhere to go. You don't have a friend. You don't have money. You have nothing. So suck it up, apologize, and go back. And that is what I did. I went back. I apologized. Kept my car, but there was a feeling every time I got into my car that I didn't deserve it. Even though it was a piece of shit car, guys. It wasn't like I went and got some fancy schmancy brand new car. It was like a car from the 80s that probably shouldn't even have been on the road anymore. And I felt I didn't deserve it because I was made to believe it was wrong of me to even have it. When I look back at my life back then, I think to myself, if only I would have known, right? That I would have survived, could have survived. And when I look back at that lesson now, being here I am today, it was a test of some sort from the universe. I was being tested to see whether or not I believed in myself. And I didn't. I thought I had to fix the world, but I never thought about me. So next week, I will continue on this story because there's a lot that happened over the next 7, 8 years of my life. And then after that, I will start talking to you more about, how I was able to overcome. So we're getting there. There's so much I know. And if you have any questions for me or you want to know more or there's something I said that stuck out to you, please let me know. You can email me, amanda@amandaacker.com. You can direct message me on Facebook, either at Amanda Marie Acker, which is my personal page, or also my business page, which is just Amanda Acker, and on Instagram at the Let Good Things In Show. I would love to hear from you. So please reach out to me. I'm here for you. If you need someone to talk to about something that you related to within my story, please let me know. I would love to know your feedback. My affirmations for you for today are: I am allowed to change my mind. I am allowed to change my mind. I am more than my past. I am more than my past. And as always, please tell yourself this every single day: I am enough. I am enough. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Remember, you are stronger than you think, and you can have the life you imagine, regardless of your past. Make sure to hit that follow or subscribe button so you don't miss an episode of the show, and I will talk to you all soon.